Oh, here we go. The backstory comic.
Just another routine mission. Why do they always say that before a mission? Of course it's routine. You haven't done anything yet. It's everything that happens along the way. The choices you make, the paths you choose, that turn the routine into anything but. Of course, that's how it started. A routine mission. Answering a distress call. And look where that got me.
You killed.
We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden.
If only he had the Enterprise around.
They'd seen something they couldn't explain. And whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Caden Olenko. A good kid, loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol. Gunnery Chief.
Wait, what? He survived?
A soldier.
Thought he died.
Tough, disciplined.
Unless this is, well, this is, maybe this is before?
Ashley joined up with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship.
Dun dun dun. The ship.
Nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Chief Williams made the mistake of getting too close. It hit her with some type of energy. I grabbed her and threw her out of the way. That's when it hit me.
Okay.
Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid.
Gamma radiation. He's gonna turn into a Hulk.
Could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. Dream. A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along. So did Adina, our political representative on the Citadel. With those two heavyweights, it seemed reasonable we could persuade the Council that the ship we'd seen was a potential threat, as was the individual behind the attacks. The main suspect for the Eden Prime massacre was a Turian Spectre named Saren.
That almost sounds like
by one of the survivors from the colony at Eden Prime.
I wonder if they're
and there
brothers.
was some evidence to suggest that the ship was
You
connected
share
to
similar
Saren.
sounding names.
But even
I don't
Adina's
know.
pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite Spectres could be guilty of something like that.
They never suspect it come from the inside.
Which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted to help. A top agent for Citadel Security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren, and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest-looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen.
Humanoid grunt.
He turned out to be more than just a brute.
I think.
It was his intel that led to a few
I don't know, I haven't played
incriminating
Halo,
evidence
it's
on
going
Saren.
from memory.
The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tali. A tech expert with a knack for hacking, she'd procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tali's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and that the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship. But it went much further.
A twist.
Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines allegedly responsible for cleansing the galaxy of all organic life. These Reapers were blamed for wiping out all life 50,000 years ago, including the Protheans, then disappearing back through the
They wiped out all
mass-related dark
life,
space,
and now there's life right
leaving
now?
no
That
trace
does
they'd
not
ever
make
made.
sense.
That explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions. But not much else. We couldn't convince the Council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor of becoming the first human Spectre.
Hurrah.
My first task? Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I would need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a
He also told me he was going to get destroyed in the future, so watch out.
A Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent, and born with a unique ability to meld with other species. Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. and a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant.
What did she do?
Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I shared
Guess it's
with
hidden
Liara.
behind closed doors.
As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the
What the
mission.
hell? The connection I had. Ashley was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission. Okay, I can either choose Ash, Liara, or just ignore them both. Huh. Well, relationships happen, and it seems like Liara is very useful. And also seems nicer, maybe?
I told Liara about how I felt. Apparently she
I don't know,
felt
decided
it
to
too,
go with Liara.
but we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission. Finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead. Venezia. Saren had taken her to Novaria, where he'd enslaved a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Venezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni Queen. The Queen's drones were everywhere, and they weren't happy.
We squashed them
We had
like
to
the
fight through
bugs
hundreds of
they
them to
are.
get to Venezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone. With the information. I tried to reason with Venezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Venezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her
That's
arms.
too bad.
And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni Queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. But the Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before.
Save the queen? Or kill the queen? Well, since if I save the queen, she'll probably do more damage in the future. But if I kill, then I guess the Rachni would be double as harmful for me. Do I think about me, or do I think about others? I am going to have to... Man, this is a tough choice. I guess I'll just... I'm gonna have to kill the queen.
I couldn't take the chance. I had a mission to do, and an army of angry Rachni would be one more problem I didn't have time to deal with. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Vermeer, but we soon learned it was more than a base of operations.
Whoa,
It was a
the music's
breeding
just playing
ground.
like uppity.
Saren was breeding an army of Krogan.
Down.
He'd found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. But the Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base, and all its research. Rex
Oh my god,
disagreed
another choice?
violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down.
Oh my god, another choice. Rex. Alright, I'll save you, Rex. You seem like a good guy.
Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was the real.
Yes, good job, Rex.
When we finally got to the center
Good job,
of the
Rex.
base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in communication with the Reapers. Sovereign, Saren's flagship we'd all assumed was just a ship, was a Reaper.
A
It
ship
spoke to
that
me,
looks like
threatened me.
that's actually
I could feel the
living
menace it
being.
had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted us all dead. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it. But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split up my team in 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Caden with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke. We planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth.
Another
It wasn't
twist.
Saren who was
My
indoctrinating
goodness, twists
everyone.
everywhere.
It was Sovereign. The Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence, but he was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him.